Now there are two great ways to help support Jonose Cigars: SmokeAGoodOneShop.com and on Patreon. So click those links in the description below and help support this great cigar channel. And hello again from Ybor City. This is Joe at Jonose Cigars, and I am sitting here with Mr. Newman of the J.C. Newman Cigar Factory.
Call me Eric.
Eric, thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate your hospitality, having us come down. It's been a thrill to come and see your establishment in person. Let's talk a little bit about El Reloj and how long that has been in the Newman family.
Well, my grandfather was born in Hungary in 1875, came to America in 1888, searched the American dream, was born in Austria-Hungary, came with his 4 brothers and 2 sisters, and they settled in Cleveland, because there's a big Hungarian district in Cleveland. He couldn't speak English, had to get a job, and when he was 15, he became a cigar apprentice, and because his mother paid a cigar maker $3 a month to teach his son how to make cigars. Went business for himself in 1895, and in 1953, he decided that he was going to stay in the cigar business. He had to get in the premium business, because in the early 50s, there was 5 big cigar companies trying to run the little guys, like my grandfather, out of business. The big guys grew their own tobacco. Maybe it cost them $3 a pound, but they would offer farmers $6 a pound for a little bit of their needs, which they could average down when they grew. They did that intentionally to force people like my grandfather, who didn't grow their own tobacco, to pay this fictitiously high price. So Grandpa JC said, if I'm going to stay in the cigar business, I have niched the cigar business where the big guys weren't in. Back then, they're only the mass market business. Right. So my grandfather said, let's get in the premium business. And there's only one section in the United States making premium cigars in the early 50s, and that was Tampa, Florida. At the age of 78, he moved to Tampa, he and my father opened up this factory. This is known as El Reloj. It's from 1953. We've been here. All these factories in Tampa, if you drive around Tampa, one time they had 150 cigar factories. There's still 20 factories left. The buildings, we're the only one making cigars, but the buildings. A lot more are offices or warehouses or light manufacturing, or just vacant. But all the factories were built between 1905 and 1910. Wow. A lot of the cigar factories had nicknames. This was known as El Reloj, which is clock in Spanish. When the factory was built in 1910, people didn't have clocks or watches. Right. They get up, how do they sound the clock, eat, go to school, and go to bed. And that's how they came the name of El Reloj. If you ask any old timer, older than I am, you say you're going to visit El Reloj, they know exactly where you're going, because this was our clock tower was the icon of the whole community of Ybor City.
So you make the American here. Is that something that you're particularly proud of? I mean, it's one of the only American pearls that I'm aware of on the market today.
I'm ready, because every generation, I'm 3rd generation. My father and grandfather used to fight. My grandfather died when I was 10. Unfortunately, one of my remembrances of him was how he and my father used to always argue, which is not good for a little kid. But that is ideas, and Bobby and I came into this business about 50 years ago. We have our own ideas, but Dad was more amenable to him than his father was. And here comes my son, Drew. 4th generation, comes with an idea. Okay, what's your idea? So, Dad, the first cigar made in this factory was the American. In fact, downstairs you'll see a picture of the factory with the American banner on it. But it wasn't even an American cigar. It was called the American. So, Dad, I want to make an all-American cigar. This was before Trump said, make America great again. Sure. I want to have American wrapper, American binder, American filler, American boxes, American bands, American brochures, molds, everything American. Well, that's not a good idea. Dad, I want to do it. I also want to bring hand cigar making in this factory. That's even a worse idea. Labor is 8 times what it is in this country. Sure. Than it is in a factory in Nicaragua where we make brick house and Pearl del Mar. So, I just said, Drew, wait till your mother and I die. Here, so you get it now. This is what's going to take. Dad, I want to do it. Okay. So the wrapper comes from Claremont, which is Jeff Borschowitz's. He's a little nutty like my son is.
Yep.
You know, he had the visionary. Why grow tobacco? Tobacco hadn't been grown in Florida since 1970s.
Yeah.
They want to grow tobacco in Claremont. Okay, that's the wrapper. It's FSG. The Drew Estates gets the filler, we get the wrapper. Binder is Connecticut broadleaf, not a problem, grown every year.
Sure.
There was a problem with my filler. There's no long filler grown in this country, so we got the Mennonites of Pennsylvania to grow tobacco for us for the American. Wrapper, binder, filler. Okay. What about the boxes? The boxes we get from Miami, they cost us $20 a piece. I said, Drew, I get the same box made in Esteli for $5. Let's do it. No, Dad, we can't do it. We gotta be true to our word. So that's his vision. And it's funny, we're making the American behind us too. And most cigar factories around the world pay your cigar makers on a piece work basis. The more cigars you make, the more money you make. But it's hard to make cigars in the United States because you don't have enough. The back's not in great condition. It depends that we make 100,000 cigars a day. We make our Brickhouse and Pearl de Marco. I mean, you have economies of scale. Here we're only making a few hundred cigars a day, and so we told our cigar rollers, Louis and Jenny and Arnell, that we want to make you good. We want you to make good cigars. We're going to pay you a good fixed rate of pay, but we only want you to make 100 cigars a day, and that's it. So the incentive is to make 100 of the best cigars, not the most cigars. So that's what these fellows and ladies do behind us.
Give us a little perspective of what it must be like growing up in a cigar company, in a cigar company family, because it's got to be very different, considering that cigars, generally speaking, in today's society, a little bit ostracized, misunderstood greatly. Is there any insight you can give about what it was like growing up in a cigar family?
It's generational. Back in my day, kids should be seen and not heard. Back there, when he was allowed in here. Drew, on the other hand, have you met Drew?
Not yet, no.
My son, and he loves this. He always loved this place. When he was 9 years old, he said, "Dad, I'm Grandpa JC reincarnated." He knew what reincarnated meant, but it was in his blood. God, when he was like 12, he'd give tours of this factory here. People come, he just loved this. I brought him here on Saturdays and after school. During the week, if he was off from school, he would give tours like for 2 hours.
Wow.
Take people here for 2 hour tour of this factory. Said, Drew, how'd you do it for 2 hours? Well, Dad, I could have gone 3 hours, but I know you want me back. When he was 14, he said, Dad, do we have a website? I said, no, I need a website. I said, you have to have a website. And Drew was telling me, Dad, you have to have a website. That's fine, son. What's a website? 1994.
Right.
So he started the cigar family, and he's just got this blood and feeling of his. It's in his heart, body, and soul. So he wants to do things. He does. He really gets it. He has a vision, he has a passion, and enthusiasm. I mean, why would you do this? Even this, last year was our 125th anniversary, and we restored our cigar factory. We tripled the size of our museum. We put in this handmade factory, put a little movie theater downstairs. We turned ourselves into the premier tourist destination in the country. We invite all your viewers to come see us. We want to become like the Bourbon Trailers in Kentucky. We have a factory in Nicaragua, but it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
You get Nicaragua, you have to fly to Miami, then fly to Managua, 2.5 hours to Esteli. It's a real challenge. But here, you can come to Tampa, you see cigars being made by hand, cigars being made on our antique cigar machines. You don't need a passport.
Yeah.
In fact, coming through our factory is like walking back in time. You saw the cigars being made on these antique cigar machines, the same machines my grandfather made in the 1930s. Same machines, 10,000 moving parts. There's no product today that I can think of for eating cigars that's made the same way on the same machinery as it was 90 years ago, because there's been technology and everything improves over time. Those are the same cigar machines.
Yeah.
And then look behind me, we're making cigars the same way my grandfather made them 125 years ago. There's no product being made today the same, being made and sold. Listen, you went to our factory, it's more than a museum. In fact, it was a pain in the tail trying to renovate our factory. Time we're trying to make 60,000 cigars a day on the machines. We ship J.C. and Fuente cigars in our shipping department all over the country. And it was challenging.
Yeah.
Doing what we're doing because we had to become ADA compliant. Hard to take a 111-year-old building, make ADA compliant.
Yeah.
Then we wanted to have a public space back in our downstairs second floor, and fire marshal came in. He wasn't happy. We had to become first name based on fire marshal. He said, you don't have egress here. What's egress? I know what egress, I can even spell egress. You have to have exits out to the parking lot. Okay, you push him back. Our bathrooms were state of the art when the factory was built in 1910. They're state of the art now.
No.
They don't have code back then. You have handicapped spaces and this and that. Anyway, it's been quite a challenge, but it's been a lot of fun.
So, last question, more of a fun question. If you were to pick any person, living or deceased, that you could share a smoke with, who would it be?
I was born in Cleveland. I've been a diehard Cleveland Indian fan all my life, which is more of a blessing than a curse. The last time the Indians won the World Series, I was 6 months old.
Wow.
That was a long time ago. And I think one of my favorite players when I was a little kid, growing up was a fellow named Rocky Calabria, way before you. I love to meet Rocky Calabria. He's probably in his early 80s, still living. I would love to meet him. I don't smoke cigars or not.
Yeah.
But I'd like to meet him.
Well, I want to thank you, Eric, for having us down here. It's been an absolute pleasure and a joy to be here. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me today. Where can people go online to learn more about J.C. Newman and the El Reloj factory?
jcnewman.com. We have tours. Our museum is free, and people can come in here and see this. It's free what we're doing. But we on a behind-the-scenes tour. We have like an hour and 20-minute tour. We get 10 tours a week. I think it's 9:30 and 11:30. Anyway, 10 tours a week, and it's for nominal fee. And you register online ahead of time. It's really fun for me. I see strangers coming through here, oohing and eyeing what we're doing. Our employees can't believe there's actually people want to pay money to see what they do. They just come here, they strip tobacco, make cigars, pack up. People actually want to see what I do.
Yeah.
Of course we do. Of course they do. And we always stress quality and take pride in your work. They can't believe to see all these strangers come by here, and it's really cool. So
Very
go
nice.
to jcnewman.com, learn about our factory, learn about our brands. We've been partners with the Fuente family for 35 years. And they make our Diamond Crown and Cuesta Rey. We sell the Fuente cigars. We've also, back in 2004, started 2 schools, the medical clinic in the Dominican Republic, our Cigar Family Charitable Foundation project, and it's people learn more about that as well. So, thank you for asking.
Thank you very much.
Hope your friends. I'm not rushing you, but I hope your viewers can come by and see us in Tampa.
Yes, I highly encourage you, if you have an opportunity to visit the Tampa area, a must stop is the J.C. Newman factory at El Reloj. Thank you so much, Eric
It's my
Newman.
pleasure. Thank you.
And until next time, everybody, be coming home soon. Smoke a good one.